The way we all experience the voice, including the depth of it, the tone of it, the volume of it, the musical fluctuations of it, and then the way we perceive the sound of it and the way we perceive the feeling of it, all change. Different persons in me. I know we talked about vocal styles and stuff of speaking, but also vocal abilities. Like some states of my consciousness, we can go up or down or be musical or playful or comedic or imitate a voice and have all of this fluctuation within our conscious decisions of how to use the voice when we choose to. Yeah, music and comedy are like the best examples. Like when we're being funny or when we're singing or when we're being playful or when we're just creating sounds, just the ability to consciously choose a change in the way the voice is using itself is different. And then a lot of states don't have that. We don't have that flexibility. We don't have the ability to change the sound of the voice or the tone or the way it's being used. So, like last night, we were able to relieve some of our depression by comedically singing words. So like more speaking, but in like a musical tone in a very, very high-pitched voice. And we found that humorous, and it helped reduce our depression. A lot of states, though, couldn't have used the voice that way if they tried, because it wasn't for them a conscious connection between here and here. This just kind of comes out how it comes out. You might be able to choose what you say, but not necessarily the style in which you're saying it. And then the way our brain formulates conclusions is different. When we observe something, when we feel something, when we see something, when we sense something, the way our brain naturally responds with insights about the experience. You know, this is scary, this is exciting, this is weird. Oh, well, if that and that, then this. The way that the connections are created between experience and thoughts are different. I think that'd be a good way to describe that. The way our brain draws conclusions or formulates messages about unfolding experiences are different. The connectivity within our brain-body regions are different. Like some states, you could naturally connect conscious thought with conscious movement. And in other states, there's a disconnect so that there's movement relatively unconsciously, or there's conscious thought, but they can't really occur simultaneously. And then likewise, in some states, the left and right brain hemispheres could like communicate and collaborate to some degree anyway. And then in other states, there's no connection. So the right brain's having its own experience, and then the left brain's having its own experience. And they're happening in like separate aspects of consciousness. They don't have connectivity with one another. There's like all this flood of sensations and autobiographical stuff happening over here with totally separate aspects of consciousness. And then over here, there's like all of these very linear and sequential and cause-effect and explanatory like things happening. And they're not connected. They're not having conversations with each other in the consciousness. The internal and external awareness experience, that might be the mind-body thing. I'm not entirely sure neuroscience-wise. But the connectivity between my external experience and my internal experience shift in different states of consciousness. I know I said my instead of our. That's funny. Probably because I was just talking about the left brain. Yeah, okay. That's a theory anyway, huh? The way we experience the present moment is different. And that's a combination of, brain connectivity and experience of mind and connection to body and connection to self and experience of thoughts, all that. It's a lot of different things, but the manner in which we experience present unfolding moments is different in different states of my consciousness. I love when you cradle my face with your paw and you're licking my nose. I love your sandpaper tongue. Our ability to stretch changes. Some states of consciousness, if they try to stretch, they're not able to relax the tension afterwards. Because stretching, like not just like stretching in yoga, but I'm talking like when you get out of bed in the morning or whatever. Like just that natural, euphoric stretch of your body. Some parts can experience that and other parts or persons can't. Because in some states, will expand and will tense and will reach. But when we try to bring it back in to relax everything, it stays tense. And it doesn't relax itself. And the body's just tense. Some states don't have the muscular tone and engagement to be able to expand and outstretch and tense. It can only be curled in and like flaccid type. I think that's the right word. Where all the muscles are relaxed. Only in some states can we do both, where we are expanding and reaching and tensing and stretching, and then we're retracting and releasing and relaxing, and we feel the stretch inside of us. Like the experience in our consciousness is like very calming when we can do that, but we can't do that most of the time. Our perceptions about what is allowed, like not just expectations and standards or whatever, and like what's possible, but like what's allowed, like in terms of anything and everything. Expression, honesty, priority, just the things that I'm allowed to do in life, and a sensation without dialogue or description through words. Our ability to daydream is different. Some of us can go inside of our mind and create all sorts of imaginary things. A lot of us can't do that if we try. Our ability to daydream, our ability to create sensations or images in our mind by thought. And then within that, the ability of what's possible. Like some states or persons could easily create something, but what they're able to create is limited. Like there's only a few topics that they'd be able to go to, and they couldn't just go to some random topic by choice. But some persons can create any kind of internal sensation in the world just by thinking about it. And then some states can't create any kind of imaginatory experience at all. The ability to hope and trust and have faith and let go are all different for different states of my consciousness. The way that our skin processes sensations are all different. The style in which this gets communicated up here and also this gets communicated up here are all different. The abilities of the body are different. Like not just with the stretching example, but with general strength. Like some of us can very easily climb trees. Like just grab it, pull ourselves up, shimmy up there, like not a problem. Other states of consciousness don't have the strength or coordination to do that no matter how hard they try. So actual physical abilities of the body, strength related, coordination related, balance related, all of the things. And then within that, bodily awareness shifts. Like some states could easily shimmy up the tree, but they'll probably hurt themselves because the strength is there, but maybe the coordination or body awareness aren't there. And then other states have the body awareness, coordination, and strength where they could shimmy up the tree, but they're not likely to injure themselves while doing so. And by injuring yourself, I mean like, scraping something so there's a cut or a bloody something, or like dislocating bones because the internal communication's not happening simultaneously and automatically as it is intended. It could be various things. Another big thing is facial features. The way that muscles in the face engage. This is the big one. Well, the muscles in the face engage. How the muscles engage, when the muscles engage, and how much conscious choice there is in muscular engagement. Oh, Pookie man. From here across the eyes to here across the lips, that middle section is where the muscles of social engagement occur. So when my brow up here is doing that unconsciously, that could be a sign of the social engagement system being off. And likewise, when this is furrowed like that, that could be a sign of social disengagement. It's when this stuff is happening very naturally, fluctuating. It can fluctuate in small changes at a rate of several times per second. So like we were saying, the unconscious communication is faster. So the way that the facial muscles tend to engage, this is more likely to be like a protector state, and this is more likely to be like a restorator state, or maybe age regression with child parts. And then the extent that these muscles are engaging, and these muscles are engaging, and these muscles, and these muscles, and these ones, and how automatic it is. Like if someone says smile, am I faking it, or is it naturally occurring as I'm interacting with the world around me? All of that is different depending on who's present. Our manner of facial engagement is different in different states of consciousness. And that includes the automatic responses to environmental experiences and conscious choice. Like some of us can smile if we decide to smile, but maybe we wouldn't naturally be smiling. But other states cannot smile even if they try to choose that. And so both conscious and unconscious access to facial muscles in terms of facial features and expressions are different in different states of my consciousness. Breathing is different in different states of my consciousness. Breathing tendencies. Some states would be more likely to be breathing mainly through the chest. Some states would be more likely to have very shallow breathing and not be breathing very much or very well or very deeply. Like you couldn't actually feel the breath going, not even in the chest. And other states can breathe very calmly and casually through the diaphragm and everything in between. Like maybe the diaphragm is engaging, but it's not as deep, or, there's different, breathing, everything's on a spectrum, breathing's on a spectrum. So we all have different automatic breathing tendencies, respiratory tendencies, respiration tendencies. We all have different digestive tendencies. Some states will lose consciousness after eating. Some states won't. Some states won't have any digestive issues. Some states might. The way the blood flows and affects a variety of things, including circulation, is different in different states of my consciousness. Oh, I didn't even realize we took our hair tie out. Yeah, that's funny. Our awareness shifting. The way we prefer to do our hair is different. Like, for some parts, having messy, unbrushed hair is, like, very, very anxiety-provoking. It's stressful. Like, it's not just, like, oh, I wish my hair was brushed. It's, like, anxiety-provoking in the body. And we have to brush our hair. Some states don't care. Some states enjoy having the hair down. Some states that's frustrating and it's too much stimulus and it needs to be up and out of the way for me to even be able to focus. Some states are very particular about having it up in a very specific way. Some states don't care and can just throw it up however. So the natural tendency of how to do our hair and then the feeling of when it's done in that way is all different in different states of my consciousness. And it's not just like, oh, I feel like having it different today. It's like a very unconscious, physical, automatic response to the experience of hair. It's not perceptual and conscious the way some people would be like, oh, I had this style yesterday, and now I feel like having this style. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. Not even a little. It is very unconscious. It's very physical. And it has to do with the automatic unconscious bodily responses to stimulus in relation to self. And that was an explanation which was coming from our left brain, so now our right hand is doing this. And the body is experiencing something different than the mind. So I can observe it, but I don't directly feel it. It's taken years to be able to notice it like that, but I still can't consciously feel it when I'm describing it. I'm observing it as a separate party. The way we experience physical energy is very different. Some parts will just feel a lot of exhaustion a lot of the time. Some parts will have so much energy we need to keep moving, and everything in between. And again, these are natural, unconscious occurrences in the body. Our ability for concentration, how long we can stay and focus on one singular task, is completely different in different states of my consciousness. Some persons can sit and focus on one thing for like 5 hours and just keep redirecting the focus back to the present, maybe pause and take a stretching break or whatever, normal person stuff. But other states would just experience these constant shifts, so that trying to concentrate on one thing is literally impossible. Literally impossible. And that's more likely when we'll be using sporadic stimulation, where we have several different things and we're not able to concentrate. Instead of giving up and getting frustrated, we shift our focus. And because things are shifting so much, we eventually shift back to that task we were trying to focus on. But concentration becomes literally impossible for some states of consciousness. Yeah, sensitivity to sounds are all different. Perceptions of sounds are different. The ability for the brain to filter out background noise is different. It's not your music, huh? Or like, not even close. That's not your playlist either. There you go. That's what I get. Whew. Window of tolerance, experience of emotion. So the ability to like have a sensation and not get super frustrated with it.